vinyl finds for the month of May. It's been a busy month up here. Been working hard outside, planting, cleaning. We don't get many good months up in Wisconsin, but I've also been hanging down at the record store, and I've got some really cool records to share with you, friends. They got in a collection of sealed vinyl. First one I picked up, Aerosmith Classics Live. This is 1986. You've got Train Kept A-Rollin', Kings and Queens, Sweet Emotion, Dream On, Mama Kin, 3 Mile Smile, Reefer Head Woman, Lord of the Thighs. Now this was recorded at different shows between 1977 and 1983. On the back here it says, Steven Tyler says it all in the intro to Train Kept A-Rollin'. But most of all, the train that kept a-rollin' all night long of rock and roll, you cannot kill. It will live forever. Aerosmith Classics Live. It's been sealed since 1986. We're gonna crack this shrink. I got 3 records from this collection that were all sealed. Very cool. Looks like it's pretty flat. Awesome. First one I picked up. Now, I was lucky enough to see Aerosmith live once. It was July 20th, 2014. And it was such a great evening, I cut this out of the paper the next day. It says here, as promised, Aerosmith arrived, played, and conquered Rockfest on Saturday. The Boston area rockers lived up to the hype and huge expectations, delivering an epic 18-song performance that spanned nearly 2 hours. Cheap Trick opened the show that night, and we were leaning on the stage. Aerosmith put on one of the best shows I've ever seen, and it was a night I'll not forget. The next record I picked up, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors Live. This was originally a record store day release on clear vinyl. I missed it then, but I got it now on black vinyl. Fleetwood Mac, August 29th, 1977. It's difficult for us mere mortals to imagine what it was like to be a member of Fleetwood Mac on August 29, 1977. They were on top of the world. I remember hearing their songs all over the radio, riding around with my family. And August 29th, 1977, that was a night to remember. The next record I picked up, another one sealed from still sealed from 1986. Probably my favorite Journey album, Raised on Radio. You got songs on here like Girl Can't Help It, Be Good to Yourself, I'll Be Alright Without You, and my favorite, Why Can't This Night Go On Forever? Journey, Raised on Radio. Judas Priest fans wanted the night to go on forever. On December 11th, 1982, down in the Omni, I picked up this record store day, Judas Priest live on the Screaming for Vengeance tour. I got to see Judas Priest in 1980. I saw Judas Priest in 1981. I did not get to see them in 82. Now this is supposed to be on red vinyl. Very cool inner sleeves. With your track listings. On red vinyl. Judas Priest. What a night that must have been. The next thing I picked up just arrived in the mail yesterday. I ordered it from Fuzz Club in London, England. And it only took it 6 days to come across the pond and land at my front door. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard live in Austin, Texas, November 15th, 2024. Now, King Gizzard's first ever gig in America was May 2nd, 2014 in Austin, Texas. I bet that was a night to remember. I cannot wait to crack into this box set, friends. It's a 4-album box set. And you all know how much I like King Gizzard. That's how much I like King Gizzard. All 27 studio albums. They get their own cube. This will be my crowning jewel on top of my collection. I saved just enough room because they've got another record coming out in 2 weeks called Phantom Island. Now, a lot of people ask me, where should you start with King Gizzard? This is a great place right here. Polygon Wonderland. Prague masterpiece from 2017. And they gave this album away for free to anyone who wanted to press it. Polygon Wonderland. The song's called Crumbling Castle. Now, back to Vinyl Partners. Next up, also from that sealed collection, from 1986, Double Trouble Live, Molly Hatchet. And friends, this is a case where I was at the show that night. This was recorded January 25th, 1985 at the War Memorial Coliseum in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, I got to see Molly Hatchet 3 times. I saw him in 79, open up for AC/DC. Saw him in 1980 when April Wine opened for them. And then I saw them again in Jacksonville in 1985. Drove over from Valdosta, Georgia, all the way over, listening to the local station out of Jacksonville. It felt like conquering kings were arriving home. Danny Joe Brown was back in the band. They had a small hit, Satisfied Man, that they played on the radio over and over. And it was just a feeling in the air was that Molly Hatchet had arrived and that they were back. Now, that night we got to hear Whiskey Man, Bounty Hunter, Gator Country, Flirtin' with Disaster, Stone in My Heart, Satisfied Man, Bloody Reunion, Boogie No More. They did a cover of Skinner's Freebird. They also do a cover of the Allman Brothers' Dreams I'll Never See, Fall of the Peacemakers, and Beating the Odds. This one's still sealed from 1986. I'm going to crack into this thing and see if it smells like the Jacksonville War Memorial Coliseum did that night. It's musty. We're here to crack some shrink today. This has been sealed since 1986. I'm fixing to throw it on that turntable and play it loud. Stuck together. Now, I hope these records are not warped. Being sealed all those years. Looks just fine to me. I cannot wait to play this. As I said, friends, I was at the show that night, and we did not want that night to end. Triumph was awesome. The biggest pyrotechnics and lighting show I had seen up to that date. The next record I picked up, everybody in the VC's talking about, Pink Floyd, Live at Pompeii. This was recorded October 4th through 7th in 1971, so I was still riding around on my bicycle. I wasn't listening to Pink Floyd in 71. By 1974 I was. But this was live in Pompeii, and I went to see this in 1979 at the Midnight Movies when I was in high school in El Paso, Texas. They played this movie at midnight to a packed theater of kids, and if you've heard this or seen it, you know how great it sounds. Great songs, Echoes, Careful with That Axe Eugene, Saucer Full of Secrets, Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, and one of my favorites, Careful with That Axe Eugene. 1977's live at Pompeii. Next great night would have been December 4th, 1991 in Dallas, Texas. Van Halen played a free show. I just picked this up, friends. Sounds great. Eddie's playing. This is on the For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge tour. Eddie is playing like he wants to live forever. The band sounds great. I will say that Sammy, in the beginning, says he's going to sing till he can't sing anymore, till he blows his voice out. And by the last song, Top of the World, the crowd is doing most of the singing. But Van Halen, live in Dallas, 91. I only got to see Van Halen once. I saw him in El Paso, Texas in 1980. One of the best shows I've ever seen. And I've got on my schedule, the next thing we've got coming up is a Van Halen tribute band down in Wisconsin Dells called Completely Unchained. Now, they specialize in the David Lee Roth era, but I think it's going to be a blast, and I cannot wait to share that with you, friends. That's going to be the next thing on the schedule. Now, I'd be remiss, friends, if I didn't mention the passing of Rick Derringer. He passed away last week, May 26th, at the age of 77. Rick worked with everybody in the business, from Edgar Winter, Johnny Winter, Steely Dan, Weird Al Yankovic, Cyndi Lauper. He gave us Hang On Sloopy, Frankenstein, Slow Ride, and Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. Did somebody say keep on rocking? Rick did. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Thank you for watching, friends. We'll talk soon.